So good evening, good evening, good evening. Apologies to everybody who wanted to watch it on Facebook. Me and Rance did 2 hours, 1 minute instead of 1 hour. So yeah, apologies for the mad lateness. Kenny will be joining us shortly as well. But thank you to everyone who has waited around. Jez, how you been, man?
Yeah, good. Yeah, busy week actually. Yeah, I've just started this job for my brother-in-law. I'm nowadays I wouldn't normally take these big jobs on, but as it's for his business, I've done it. I'll be honest with you, I'm absolutely knackered. Truthful. Doing a full day's labour for 5 days, mate, for me is I've got to get back into it. Jesus.
After years of not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a killer. Look, all these comments, like somebody said Lee's slow. This show is slower than Harry Kane. Yeah, listen, apologies, mad apologies. Yeah, when me and Rance get talking, it doesn't half go on at times. So yeah, that show was funny, man. Make sure you check it out on Twitch, Rance and Bants official on Twitch. Yeah, but like I said, Kenny is going to be joining soon. We have got a game. Unfortunately, it's on Monday, so we've got to sit and wait an extra couple of days and watch all the other teams in and around us and above us and below us all play their games. But it is the return of Patrick Vieira, Jez.
Legend.
Proper legend. One of the greatest midfielders in the Premier League era. One of the greatest midfielders that we've ever had. And here he is. Here he is. He's later than me.
Hey, Lee, you know what? I am so sorry. I basically...
Why are you sorry? I got it 2 minutes ago, Kenny.
That's all right. But you know what's happened, right? Is that I just want to introduce myself and say, my name's Kenny King, which is what everyone calls me. And I'm on a show that didn't get a Football Contents Award.
That's because I ain't interested in one, mate.
So what I'm trying to say is that I've missed out on everyone. I want to congratulate everyone who got their Football Contents Award. And I want to say that with great sincerity, but I'm on a show that hasn't got one. So let's get back to talk about the football, because that's what we're here for.
Can I just say, big up to everyone who wanted one and got one and participated. But Kenny, I ain't interested in it. Like, never have been. Even when it was FBAs, it's now FCAs. Listen, good luck to anyone who wants one, yeah? All I've seen every time I've loaded up my Twitter app today is people just posting pictures. Good luck to them, man. I ain't interested in any of that. I'd rather get paid, mate. Yeah, I'd rather get paid. I'd rather try and make the channel better. I'd rather try and, you know, interact more with my chat room and the people that come and support us every day. Yeah, and say it as it is. Yeah,
I think that's the best way for it. Because don't get me wrong, good luck to them. You know, clear, you know. I want to just obviously add Dan, Lee Judges, very active.
Yeah, come on. Come on, expressions Dan, as well. Big up
Judges. Yeah, I think Curtis Shaw. Congratulations. You know what? But you know what it is right now is that there's a bigger elephant in the room. The biggest elephant in the room is that Ben White hasn't got a Scooby about Vieira, and Ben White doesn't like football. Now, I'm sorry about this. Sorry, Jez. I can't stand footballers.
No, I agree.
I can't stand footballers who openly admit they don't like the game. Every one of us, right, would have killed to play this beautiful game that immerses our lives, makes us miserable, causes us to lose our wives and kids, causes us to go and do daylight robbery to buy a ticket. And someone like that, with that privilege, openly admits they don't really watch football, they're not interested. Just shut up. We don't want to hear that, okay? People like Asso Cotto, people like,
Danny
Zamora,
Rose,
Gallas, all these bloody people who say you don't like football. Just shut up. We know you don't love the game, but don't have to rub it in our faces, okay?
It's actually mad because, like, obviously we have got a game on Monday. Patrick Vieira's back, hence why he was asked the question. And I've already dropped a video on it. I spoke with Rance about it just a minute ago. That's why I was late. I was 16 minutes late, so apologies. And Jez was patiently waiting after a hard week's graft. But Jez, let me come to you first, right? Because you was the one that told me, and I'll never forget it, that back in the day, that you had to do a test on Arsenal before you got a contract. So you had to know a certain level about the football club before they would give you the contract to sign for the club. Yeah, whether that be come through the youth or whether you come to the club, whatever. Yeah, I know that's going back a long, long time. But I've grown up. I know you guys are a bit older than me, but I've grown up under the whole George Graham era, moving into the Arsene Wenger era, and now obviously the Emery and Arteta. And it's like football seems to be so diluted now compared to back then. And I just said this to Rance a minute ago, like back when George Graham was manager, I remember when we were playing Liverpool at Anfield in '89, and there's that famous clip where he's got everyone sat down, George Graham, and he's going, the media are against us. Everyone's writing us off. Everyone's got it in for us. We're gonna, you just take care of the on-field stuff and let me deal with the media. Yeah.
And the fans, and let me deal with the fans.
Yeah, and it's flipped so the other way now that the media are kind of on the club side rather than the fan side having a go at the club. It's done a 360. Yeah, but when I see Ben White coming out with what he said, and a few people tagged me in it, which is why I wanted to do a video, and a lot of people are saying like Omar's in the chat. Omar said it weren't that deep. Like, and listen, I respect your opinion, Omar. Come on, you're a real one, bruv. Yeah, but me personally, I looked at it and I just thought, okay, cool. I rate your honesty. Yeah, because you could have easily lied and said, oh, Vieira, I know this, and blagged it, and he was my idol, and now I've got his shirt. He could have chatted shit, yeah? He didn't, right? So I rate him for that. But at the same time, I just look at it and I think, like Kenny said, millions of people on the planet that support Arsenal would love to be in his position. Yeah, and for you to sit there and say that you don't study your profession, you ain't interested in watching football, yeah, and you're too busy. Yeah, and I know Vieira's a good player and all that, but I don't really know the details. For me, I'd look at that and think, well, why ain't the club teaching these players that? Number one, yeah, you're having number 4. The history of the number 4 shirt is X, Y, and Z, and this is what these players did. If the club didn't do that, then surely as a professional footballer, you would ask the club who's had this shirt previously. Yeah, and then you do your own research. To say you're too busy, what did you make of it? Like, am I just being an old fart? I don't know.
I think it's actually disrespectful to the club. And I think it's disrespectful to the number 4 shirt. And just to go back a little bit, the thing about the entrance exam was brought in by a manager called Billy Wright, who became the Arsenal manager in 62, 63. And his philosophy, because Arsenal had been for a bit of a dip, and he came in and he got Arsenal back into, well, we finished 7th that season. But his philosophy was that if you want to play for the club, you know the club. And he holds a couple of records. He was the first Arsenal manager to get Arsenal into Europe in the Intercity Fairs Cup, which started in '56, and Arsenal never qualified. And he also gave Terry Neal permanent captaincy at the youngest age of any Arsenal captain. I think it still stands to this day at the age of 20 years and 3 months.
Yeah.
Now, we all know Terry Neal came on to be our manager in the 70s. But for this guy, Ben White, who I don't think is a great footballer, to be honest, he hasn't shown anything to me that I think is great. I think it's disrespectful for any player to go to a football club and not do some homework to find out a bit about the club, the history, like, does he actually know how many FA Cups Arsenal ever won? Probably not. Probably don't care. He gets £100 a week, got a nice house, got a nice car, doesn't give a fluff. I think it is just the philosophy of modern football. I can't imagine, I know this is going to sound extreme, this is probably a bit out of context, but it's a bit like a player going into Barcelona and taking Messi's shirt and saying, well, yeah, I've heard of him. I don't really like football, but I'm getting £150 a week. I'm too busy playing table tennis, really, to do anything to know about Barcelona. But yeah, I've heard of that bloke. He's gone somewhere else now. But I mean, I think it's just the whole philosophy of modern football has lost its way. And I'm sorry, I think the money they get is far too much nowadays. I'm reading reports about, I forgot his name, some player going to, I think it's Haaland, isn't it? Haaland, possibly going to rumours of going to Man City on 50 million a year. 50 million.
To kick a bag of air.
To kick a bit of plastic.
Mm.
You know, I mean, it's just, I think that is one of the biggest problems in football. We can't do anything about it. And the funny thing is, I was reading up on this, talking about the Billy Wright thing. Did you know in 1961, 62 season, George Eastham, Arsenal great player, refused to re-sign for Arsenal because the FA decided they would increase the weekly wage of a professional footballer in Division 1. There was a cap of £20 a week.
Mm.
£20 a week.
When it Jimmy Hill that originally brought in the wage cap? Was it Jimmy Hill that brought it in, or Jimmy Hill got the £5 a week? Was it Jimmy Hill that did that?
I don't know.
No, it was Jimmy Hill who was he was a PFA, and he managed to scrap the minimum wage in 1961 for players. So
that's it. You're right.
I think,
you're right.
So what's happened is that as a consequence of Jimmy Hill doing that, his Fulham teammate Johnny Haynes became the first player to earn £100 a week. But yeah, it was Jimmy Hill in 1961. So you know, Jimmy Hill in the 1960s was their very own Mark Bosman.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It is actually insane, and it's like the DNA of this football club. The way, like me and Rance were talking about this, they're robots now. They're not footballers. Yeah, they're robots. Yeah, like the club is on social media is a robot. It is like a bot account just tweeting bot tweets. Yeah, and bot Instagram posts. Then you've got the players, they're just robots, they're just programmed. Yeah, they're not flair, they're not skill. Like we were talking about this, like back in, like you guys have seen better footballers than I have, yeah. You've seen Pele and Maradonas and people like that and Cruyffs in their prime, Eusebios and that, yeah. I was never lucky enough to really witness them players, yeah. Maradona back end, but he was as high as a kite. Yeah? But you guys see him in the World Cup tear England to shreds.
I remember seeing him play for Napoli, mate.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing, right? I was not, like, I don't even know what year he went to Napoli, right? But I've watched the documentary, yeah, of him at Napoli and what he did for Napoli, yeah? I'm not a Napoli supporter, yeah? I don't know really a great deal about Napoli Football Club, but I know that Maradona, yeah, took that football club to the highest it's ever been, yeah? How Ben White cannot give you the finer details of Patrick Vieira, and he plays for the same club with his same shirt number. Mate, for me, I couldn't get my head around that. I was like, I've educated myself on football to a certain level, and you guys helped me massively, both of you, and Claude, RIP to him, even Chig as well, RIP to him, yeah? And Rance and Matisse and all these other people, Toby, the chat room, all the older lot, the younger lot, they all give me different ideas and things, yeah? And it's like, I try to educate myself all the time. When I hear a footballer that doesn't like football really, doesn't watch football, never did, and then says he's too busy, yeah, to watch football, and to me that tells me you ain't got it, mate, because you ain't interested in being the best in your profession. You're not interested in being the best centre back in the world, yeah, because if you was, you'd be asking your agent or that football club to get all Van Dijks, all Chiellinis, and all the other Ramoses, get all of their clips, put them together on a DVD, put it on, and sit and study what they do, because you'd want to make yourself better. Instead, he's, oh, I'm too busy. I've got other things I'm doing, mate. And it's like, listen, I rate the fact that he didn't lie, but at the same time, yeah, mate, you ain't got it. You ain't got it, mate. Yeah, you genuinely ain't got it. And you are a typical modern day footballer. Yeah, there's thousands of these. They're not interested in football. They just had a leg up somehow along the way. They got into a club and they've signed a big deal somewhere. Yeah, they've made it. So it's now all about that. It ain't about the glory. It ain't about the winning. Yeah, and unfortunately, that is the modern game now. Yeah, you can prosper by finishing fifth, sixth.
But Lee, sorry to cut in, right?
Mate.
But if you look at the level, if you speak to the footballers now, they're so young, so they might as well have. They don't have proper schooling, nor do they have proper interviewers actually interviewing them. I mean, for the love of God, back in the day, you'll talk about your favourite footballing memory when you were a kid. Very rarely hear that. All you hear is about, oh yeah, what's your favourite takeaway? What's your who do you play on FIFA? What do you do this? Which DVD do you watch? Netflix or blah blah. And I think that's the thing. I think the problem we have now is that Graham Souness and Jamie Carragher are right. Jamie Carragher has always said certain players just play football because they're good at it, not because they love the game. And Graham Souness was saying in '96, just after '96 when he left, when he was Southampton manager, and after he left, he said the problem we have with English footballers is that if you asked an English footballer about who was the top goal scorer in the Spanish leagues, they go, But if you ask a foreign player, they would know it. That's why I was really, really surprised when I heard William Gallas talk a lot of nonsense about how he's not really interested in football. Asa Koto, I could have slapped him. And I know it's not. I know you should advocate sort of things because I love the game so much, and I'm old-fashioned. I'll kill, right? To have that chance because the game, if I'm playing football for my club, the club I support, it's only ever going to be a pleasure. Despite the pressures you've got, some guy after you play, someone, backbiting to get your place, or fans being on your back. That's what you dream about. That's what you dream about when you first kick the ball in your garden, with either your parents or with mates, or you get your first call up to school team, then you play representative. That's what you dream of. You dream of it, and then you've got these guys with this gift, and they're just coming out with absolute nonsense like that. And I just, my respect for Ben White just went down as a person. I don't know him as a person, but when you come out of rubbish like that, just shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. All right? Just change the subject. Don't say that. Because right now, all we're talking about right now, because he's opened his big gob, is the fact that he doesn't know who Vieira was and he's not interested in football. And I think that's the thing. Modern footballers nowadays, they are so divorced from their public. You know what I mean? I always tell, young guys who speak to me and guys I speak who are in my area, don't bother going at a footballer because you're wasting your time. They've got too many hangers on, and they've got bodyguards as big as me. It's not twice the size of me, and I'm massive. You ain't going to get a go. If you really want to get a sport that's connected to their public, go boxing. You ask any boxer right now,
fact,
and they'll know the history of the sport. You speak to Carl Froch, and he'll be able to tell you about.
Mate, I see Eubank Jr. signing microwaves in Newcastle last night. You know what I mean? Man's put his signature on a microwave. The guy was running down the street with a microwave.
And that's the thing. I don't think it's anything to do with the money. I think that these players and their parents invariably are interested in football, not because it's a beautiful game. It's to enrich themselves. Sorry to say it.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, but I'd rate people if they just said, "Yeah, I'm in it for the money, mate." Yeah, come out and say, "Yeah, listen, I got good at it. Yeah, I got signed up. I'm just here for the money, mate." Yeah, Winston Bogart did it indirectly. He said, "Fuck you. You pay me 50 grand a week. I'm sitting on the bench, mate. Yeah, you're paying me my contract. Yeah, I rate him for that. Yeah."
I think the thing is, sorry to interrupt, Lee.
Well, mate,
players have become so detached from the fan base. I can remember going back years ago when I was, being Avenel Road. You used to see the players walk. You used to see players walking down the road, down Avenel Road to go in the entrance of the East Stand, and they'd be chatting to people, waving, shaking hands. They wouldn't have bodyguards. They didn't drive down there in E-type Jags or whatever those, back in the day. They'd be all right. Yeah. Good luck today. Yeah. Well, we'll do our best. There's all this sort of stuff. I remember seeing old Bob Wilson. He used to wear a flat cap, and he'd be tipping his cap to women, "Oh, morning, how you doing, and all this. You know, they were just everyday people. Very
It's
good.
only when they retire, Jess. When they retire and they haven't got this this silliness and the fact when I think when you retire, it's a very humbling experience for footballers because they've got to carry their own bags, book their own holidays, make sure that their passports are in date because the club does everything for them. But because they haven't got that fame, they love it when you actually say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I remember you, Paddy, when you put that tackle in at Old Trafford." They love it because because they miss the fame, but they're more humble with it. But I think you'll find that today's players are going to be more approachable because they no longer have that kind of fame, and they like the fact that they're remembered. But when they're playing, I think they're too controlled by the clubs. Like the clubs do everything for them, no different to what they're doing before, and they generally confuse their pay slips with their actual talent.
100%, mate. How can you have players like Mustafi, earning 100 grand a week? Like, come on, man's got a World Cup winners medal. Messi, Ronaldo, Eusebio, Cruyff, none of them have got a fucking winners medal. Yeah, it's actually mad. Like, and this is the thing. Like, people will attach wages and trophies to how good a player was. Yeah, trophies, you can do it to a certain degree, but then you look at some of the players that haven't got certain trophies and some that have, and it's just mind blowing. Like Matt Letizia was one of the greatest footballers I've ever seen. Yeah, he was an unbelievably good footballer, Matt Letizia. Yeah, but he stayed humble to himself. He could have gone United every season. Yeah, and it's down to Southampton, mate. He single-handedly kept that club in the league every year. Yeah, he weren't earning the big money. He weren't having the adulation and the glory and the trophies. And I suppose deep down, he probably does kick himself that he didn't go. Same with Shearer.
Well, did they just shop?
Mate.
Did they just shop? He's won everything in football, but is he a great player? Was he a great player?
Who?
Didier Deschamps.
Didier Deschamps in today's football, me and Rance, funny you asked that because me and Rance were talking about this earlier. Yeah, Didier Deschamps in modern football would be one of the best midfielders in the world because the bar's low at the moment. Yeah, but he was a good footballer. Yeah, a very good footballer. But he was very lucky that he was in a team. Yeah, very similar to Ray Parlour. Yeah, Deschamps, where he was mad underrated at the time, and it's only when you look back at it now that you think actually fucking Parlour was a good footballer. Yeah, but because all the other players around him were so much better, that you just thought he was bang average at the time. Well, where's he still in the team? But when you look back at it now, you realise, well, actually, Parlour complimented so and so, and Deschamps complimented so and so, and them in modern football now. Yeah, I still think they'd be top footballers. I genuinely do, because modern football now, mate, they're fucking, these players are shit. Let's be real, yeah? Between the three of us, we've seen some of the best and greatest footballers of our generations, yeah? Like, of the lifetime of football. Didier Deschamps was not a mad great footballer, yeah? But in modern football, he would be. If people like McTominay get a game every week from Man United, Deschamps walking in that team all day long.
What about the England team? Arguably, can you say that in terms of technique, that the England team is a lot better than in terms of what we had previously, because of the fact that Southgate allegedly has a lot of same old attacking players and got a wealth of attacking players to pick from?
No, I don't think so. Personally,
you don't.
No.
Do you think that a lot of players that it's more to do with their physique and their fitness, and that's what kind of gets them by, apart from their natural ability?
It's athleticism. That's it. Yeah, and being able to fit a system. If you look at Man City, right? I like Pep Guardiola. Yeah, I think he's a quality manager. Yeah, quality coach. And what he did with that Barcelona team. Bear in mind, Rijkaard had that team finish third. Yeah, he turned that team into one of the greatest teams we're ever going to see. Yeah, up there with the Milan team, up there with some of the Arsenal teams that we've seen over the years, some of the Juve teams, some of the Bayern teams, etc., some of the Madrid Galacticos. Yeah, we've seen some great football teams in our lifetimes, right? But what Pep did with that team was give them a direction. Yeah, tiki-taka, triangles, movements, pass and move, blah, blah. When you watch Pep now at Man City, there's none of that really. Yeah, it's just spam crosses to the back stick for Sterling tap-ins. Yeah. right? He weren't doing that at Barcelona. Yeah, he weren't just spamming cross. Kevin De Bruyne just spams crosses for fun. Yeah, and the amount of times Man City do a backstick tapping, and that's because Pep can evolve as a manager and realise that modern football, it ain't what it was in 08, 09, 10, yeah, where you can play people off the park. Yeah, now it's all about athleticism, yeah, and fucking just spamming crosses. Why do you think Trent puts 20 crosses a game in? Yeah, and then he gets an assist, and everyone goes, "Oh, Trent's the best right back in the world because he's got 20 assists last season." Hey, he put fucking 5,000 crosses in. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I just look at it and I think, how many of these players in this generation would have got into the teams in the 90s? Not many, mate. Not fucking many, because they ain't that good. Yeah, Kenny, you go, and Jez, you were going, you lived right opposite the ground, mate. You go every week, Kenny, yeah? Like, the quality of football now, yeah, and the quality of player now, compared to when you were growing up and going, it's a fucking million miles away.
I
it was levels better.
If you look at Arsenal teams in my age, I say there's 3 top teams I've seen at the Arsenal. The best team I've seen was Arsene Wenger's 2002 side, followed by George Graham's 91 side, and then probably the Invincibles, a tie with probably 98. Now, I look at the Arsene Wenger's team in 2007 and 2008 in terms of like generally in football, generally in passing. That the current side we have now isn't fit to lace that team's boots. And we didn't win.
Yeah. It's actually mad, and it's really sad and tragic as well, right? Because you look at it and like we're 3 older Arsenal fans, yeah, right? And we've seen Arsenal, like you, Jez. You could open your door and you're at the East Stand. You've seen them tipping the hat and they're coming down. Yeah, like Kenny, you've told me stories as well, like where the players are fucking hanging out the dressing room after the game, like, and they're peering out the window and fans are loitering and that. Now it's, yeah, let's get out the ground as quick as we fucking can in our fast car and fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like money for me has really killed the game. And I've said this a few times on here. Yeah. My dad, when Zidane transferred to Real Madrid for 50 million in 02, I think it was 02. It might have been earlier than that. Yeah. My dad said to me, and my dad used to watch football all the time. He used to go home and away watching football. Yeah. Right. My dad said to me, I'm never watching it again. The game's finished, mate. 50 million for one footballer. Yeah. And he rates Zidane. Yeah. Like he's always rated Zidane. He said, fucking top, 50 million. Yeah. 50 million. He said, plus wages. Because that's £100 million for a footballer. Game's finished, mate. And that was back then. And I swear to you, lads, yeah, he has barely watched football since.
Yeah, but come on, Lee. We can go back further. Remember Jean-Pierre Papin when he joined Milan? He was about 12 million. Lentini, when he left Torino to go to Milan, he was 13 million. And Lentini hardly kicked a ball from afterwards because he got injured in a car crash. Remember Lentini?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's he now? Remember, that was in about 93, wasn't it, Jez? You remember Lentini, Jez?
Yeah, I'm just trying.
That was the year the Premier League started, 92, 93, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm just trying to think. The first, I can't see. I can see his face. I can't think of his name. The first English player that transfer fee was £1 million.
Sheriff Francis.
That's it.
That's him. Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, and I remember my granddad saying to me at the time, £1 million. He said, £1 million. He said that's just nonsense. He said that will kill that club. And I was like, I mean, that's where it's gone. And one of the biggest spoilers of the game, and I know there's been loads of people disagree with me on this one, is Sky Sports.
100%.
Sky
100, mate.
When they brought in Monday Night Football back in the 90s, it killed it.
When they just brought in any football, Jez, because they put it behind the paywall, yeah, and they made it a subscription-based like TV channel, basically. You want to watch all the games, you have to pay us 60 quid a month, yeah? But then you can't watch all the games because we won't have all the games, yeah? Because what we're going to do is we're going to dress it up and make it more money every year, but we'll give you an extra couple of games every year. Yeah, then BT Sport got their fucking muscles out and said, yeah, you want to fuck with us? Cool, we'll have some of that then. Then Amazon Prime. Our game against Man United's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, November. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, so if you ain't got Amazon Prime, then what? Yeah, so now if you add up over the course of a season how much you have to pay in England to watch all of the football, yeah, for your club, you're talking thousands, mate, over the course of subscriptions over a year, yeah? And it works out more expensive to sit in the UK and watch on TV Arsenal than it does for Kenny to renew his season ticket every year. Yeah, and actually travel to the game from around the corner. Yeah, it is a joke. And another thing that's killed football and made it all about money, money, money is fourth place. Revamping the European Cup when you had to win the title to get into it, into a top four. Yeah, so now you can finish third loser, you now qualify for Champions League. And we had Wenger doing it year in, year out, lowering the standards, telling everyone top four's a trophy, yeah, over the FA Cup, yeah. And all of a sudden, we're now sat here in 10th, 12th, whatever it is we're in, yeah, with our centre back telling everyone, well, yeah, I don't really watch football if I'm honest. Yeah, Vieira, yeah, I know he's a good player, but can't give you any details on that, mate. That's modern football wrapped up in one interview. Yeah, because he couldn't give a shit. He's not here for the fucking for the trophies and for anything else. He's here for the money.
Well, see, don't you see, guys? That's why it's bizarre, and it's actually like a, how do I say it? Wazzock-like, Wazzock's like into pork chops. What I do not understand why fans lionize these players who do not have any interest in them. They're as fake as anything. You know, the only reason why they're on social media, despite the fact that they're trying to get the footballing authorities to liaise with the police and to liaise with the social media companies about abuse, and then let's get it right, it's revolting. The racial abuse, you know, the sexual abuse to the women presenters, or death threats and tell them to go and commit suicide. That's revolting. But all intents and purposes, they're on social media primarily to sell a brand. Yeah,
boost their own life.
And I think that's the thing. They're not in social media. Then they don't even communicate with you. I can see Jez, right, thinking he's talking to how do I say thinking he's talking to Lacazette, and he won't be talking to Lacazette. He'll be talking to Lacazette's PA. If Lacazette's PA can bother to answer. And that's the thing. It's not real, their communication, and they don't communicate with their fans. They only communicate with fellow celebrities and fellow footballers. So what's the point? What's the point of of selling yourself and saying that you're one of the lads when you don't communicate with your public?
That's true. Totally true. This is a good comment. A few people have put this in. Sky Man United had it tied up in the 90s. Yeah, see, ITV owned 9.9% of Arsenal, didn't they? Yeah. Was it ITV back then? Or ITN? Yeah, one of them. Yeah, owned about 9% of Arsenal. Yeah, but they also had a fucking stake in Man United, I think. Yeah, and David Dean had saying, I don't know, I can't remember the full ins and outs of it. Yeah, but we got them out, and then all of a sudden, Man United fucking cuddled up with Sky, and we got left behind. And that's why United just fucking dominated, because they could throw more money at it. And we kicked ITN or ITV or whatever it was back out. Yeah. And we had that deal for years and years. And they had nearly 10% stake in Arsenal Football Club. And then we got rid of them. Yeah. And then from that, Man United sided up with Sky. And it was just like, yep, we'll just give you more money every season than any other club in the Premier League. Yeah. And that the forming of the Premier League is one of the worst things that could have happened to football. Yeah. But all of this has been planned. Like the Super League was planned. Yeah, they've known that Super League. David Dean knew the Super League was coming 20 odd years ago. Yeah, when he was sat on the panel at the fucking PFA or whatever it is, and like at Arsenal, they knew. Yeah, and this is why when people are very easy to fucking try and beat Stan Kroenke, yeah, trust me, they fucking all knew before Stan Kroenke had one share at this football club what they were about to do. Yeah, before that stadium was even built. Yeah, they knew what was coming. This has all been in the pipeline for 20 odd years. Yeah, and they knew that with the introduction of Sky, yeah, and obviously at that point it was booming and the money was going up every season, and they knew that it was getting bigger and bigger globally. Yeah, and then they could start selling packages in Germany and Italy and places like that. Then they could sell it to NBC, ESPN, and other companies. They knew, yeah, that they could market this massively to a global audience. Yeah. right? And because Arsenal were doing well at the time and fighting and battling with Man United, they were the two marketable football clubs of the Premier League. And Wenger and Fergie. Yeah, you've got the fucking treble winners, you've got invincibles, you've got double winners at left, right, and centre, multiple 3-in-a-row titles for United. Yeah, like back-to-back, like FA Cups, the lot. You could dress that up into a massive package to sell that to any TV company on the planet. Yeah, and that then draws in a bigger audience, which then starts buying more merch, building your football club up. And they knew what they were doing, mate. This has been a mass destruction of this football fucking game, yeah, and of the football clubs from what they were when we were growing up. Yeah, like you boys have seen it more than me, but like I grew up George Graham era. You grew up before that, yeah? Like Bertie Mees, them eras, yeah? So you've seen, like, you could, like you said, Jez, you could walk down the fucking street and you're talking to a player, yeah? To try and talk to a player now, Jesus Christ, yeah? It's a joke. Like some of these players, like I froze when I see Charlie George. Yeah, I couldn't get my words out, mate. Yeah, I genuinely, by the time I was like, he came out the lift as I was getting in it in the underground. I was like, I've never been so starstruck in my life. Yeah. But I'll never forget, and I'm going to say this, yeah, and I hope Kevin Campbell don't mind me saying this, yeah. I remember we played Watford at home, right? And I was talking to Kevin Campbell outside the stadium near the Armoury. Yeah, they got the little fucking entrance for the media teams and all of that, yeah, right? The amount of people that walked out of that ground and walked straight past Kevin Campbell didn't have a clue who he was. Yeah, for me, I said, like, mate, what's going on? 60,000 people bowling out. Nobody knew who he was. Yeah, for me, that's tragic. It's like this guy helped us win titles. Yeah, but they don't care because they're more interested in the latest player. Yeah, the Odegaards, the Ben Whites, the fucking Fabregas.
All social media stars.
Yeah, and the Ozils and Arsenal don't do anything to stop that. In fact, Arsenal fuel that. Yeah, because they don't educate these players that we've currently got like they used to back in the day. You had to do the test and all that. Yeah, they don't sit there and say this is what the club used to be like with this team. Like I was under the impression that when a player signs for Arsenal, they take you around, they show you all the trophies and all that, and they'll show you the fucking older teams, and they'd have some sort of introductory video or DVD of the history. I don't know why I've had that in my head, but I'd like to think that they'd do that, and they'd show you from when the club was founded all the way through till now. Yeah, and it'd show you a journey. Yeah, of trophy, manager, icon, manager, trophy. I don't think they do. I genuinely don't see it, and that is fucked.
The thing is, Lee, when I was privileged the other week to get into I was at Brighton Arsenal, and Alan Smith was commentating. I said, I met him in the members bar. In that members bar were probably 70% Brighton fans, obviously, and about 20% Arsenal fans. I can promise you more Brighton fans knew who he was than the Arsenal fans.
That's mad.
I'll guarantee it, because when I was chatting to him, right, I was having a sit with him. He was having a coffee, I was having a beer, and I was with the 3 Brighton lads I went with, and they were chatting, and he's a really lovely fella, Alan Smith, lovely man. And there's Brighton fans coming up, want to have a picture with him, right? Want to have a picture with him. There was Arsenal fans milling about, and they were like looking around. And I actually heard one guy say, "Oh, that's the bloke from Sky TV commentary." I mean, that sums it up to me. And, I'm like thinking, this guy was probably 36, 38-ish. So, he's not that young. I know he's not that old, but, I'm thinking, really, that you actually don't know who this guy was? He was like an icon at Arsenal, 89, 91.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's mad. The pride's gone. This is a great comment. The pride's gone. Yeah.
Yes.
It's not about playing for the Arsenal anymore. It's just about getting paid.
Well, I think what it is that you got to remember one thing, right? Is that I think football fans have had many massive blows since the Premiership's come. Remember in the '96, you had the Spice Boys, Liverpool players. That's when they became divorced. Like you saw people like Davy James on the catwalk with Jamie Redknapp. You know what I mean? And you see Ian Wright with trying to do like a disco record. I mean, and he's part of that little gang with Paul Ince, all divorced from like the public. And then you had those silly little girls, the Wags, who for the World Cup in 2006. And it gets worse and worse and worse. You had Beckham mania, Brown Beckham. Then you know what I mean? I think the thing is right now is that because footballers are now pop stars, there is now an association with big business, like TV stars, everything, and the modern fan is just completely and utterly left behind. So I think the bigger the game gets, the more money is it. There's going to be a bigger divorce.
Jenny, you've said millions of times in the group chat, that the match day fan is an afterthought.
Oh, 100% the match day fan, because he's a sure thing. He or she is a sure thing, because at the end of the day, that I say it once, say it 1,000 times, and Man United, players like Roy Keane says the same thing about their fans. The core fans are the away fans. They are the diehard away fans, and regardless of how you think, what you think of them as people, what they think of you as people, they're the hardcore. And when they talk, you listen. When they sing and chant, you listen. And they will let the club know whether the team's doing well or not, and what they're going to put up with. And because simple reasons, they do themselves. You may not like what they say, you may not like, but they are the people who suffer the most. The away fan who has to get up about, who gets no sleep because we're playing Newcastle at 12 o'clock
at 12:30
on Saturday. You know what I mean?
You have to get the coach at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Or what about the fan who when we've got to play Man United at 8 o'clock, 8:15
on a Wednesday,
at Old Trafford. when are they getting back? I shake their hands. But the thing is that the thing is, we love them and admire them is because guess what? They're dedicated. That's true fanship. Now, I'm not denigrating fans who watch football from the comfort of their rooms or watch football from abroad. You're top fans. But what I am saying is factual. The match day fan is an afterthought. He is an afterthought because at the end of the day, he isn't getting looked after. He's the one who has to put up the ticket prices. He's the one who has to, has no choice of what food he's going to get at the ground. He has to buy it or else he goes without. And so basically, he is seen as a sure thing. And basically, the customer service ain't great because if he complains, well, all right, you don't like it. There's
25,000 people waiting for a ticket. Yeah,
it's true. Kenny, it's always been the away fans have been the hardcore. Our away fans are the best away fans.
Oh, they're mad.
I've seen better away fans than us.
Man, they're mad.
They're the best.
That's always been the case. I mean, you can stack out back in the day, back in the 70s. I've been at Arsenal, Man U, and Arsenal, Tottenham. Back in the proper days, you had 52,000 at Highbury, and it was like sardines in a bloody tin. But that was great. That's great. It was fantastic. But it's when you had like 8,000-9,000 in middle of January, it's sleeting and snowing, going up to Newcastle. And not all those people would get in the ground because there wasn't enough allocation to get in the ground. So that's hardcore. That's hardcore. And, I remember going to the FA Cup at, we were playing Orient and it was at Wolverhampton, 78, 79, one or two. And there was, I can't say how many thousands of Arsenal fans were there. There was bucket loads. And there was loads more than Orient. but because it was done 50-50 segregation, they couldn't get in. And there was probably, I'm guessing, there was probably 10,000 outside the ground at Molineux. No, it wasn't. I'm lying. It wasn't Molineux. It wasn't Molineux. It was Aston Villa.
Yeah, Villa Park.
It was Villa Park, and it was the Arsenal had the
was it Holt End?
Holt End. At the time, it was the biggest terrace biggest standing terrace in England, and there's got to be 10,000 Arsenal fans outside the ground, and
you were talking about the semi-final in 1979.
79, yeah. Played Orient.
No, we played. No, 79 was we played Wolves, and in 78 we played Orient at Stamford Bridge.
I'm getting old, man.
Mixed up the other way round.
Yeah,
it's all that wine, Jez, that fine wine, mate, and that hard week you've had.
You're right though. You are right. Yeah, it was Wolves at
Villa Park.
Villa Park.
Yeah,
79.
Yeah, you are right. Sorry.
Yeah, when we played Orient, that was Stamford Bridge. Yeah, Rolfie's told me that before because I never knew that we played Orient at Stamford Bridge.
We didn't go out.
Until Rolfie told me.
Teams, yeah. Yeah, you are right. Sorry about that. I'm getting old.
No, don't worry about it.
Mate, everyone in the chat's loving your stories, by the way, mate. Yeah, they're loving the stories.
You know the thing that gets me right now, even now, and it's 2021, that we shit on our fans, especially away fans. I know you're traditionalist, yes, respect that, and I know you're traditionalist there as well. But that Boxing Day fixture is an abomination, especially when you've got no trains running, yet you're still expecting fans to get at stupid o'clock the games. How can you have a fixture where since probably the last 30 years, trains don't run on Christmas Day, don't run on Boxing Day. So how are these fans going to get?
And they changed it because it used to be Christmas Day football, and they changed it to Boxing Day because there was no trains on Christmas Day,
and there's no trains on Boxing Day,
and now there's no trains on Boxing Day, and they're still fucking
our poor
playing.
fans, can't get the games, and yet they find a way to get there. That's why the away fans, our away fans, are the best in the world.
Yeah, mate. Listen, I totally agree. Right, like you guys have done the tour. You've probably been to more games than I'll ever go to. Yeah, between you or individually, whatever. Yeah, but I've always said Crystal Palace away is my favourite. And Jez, you said that Crystal Palace away is the best.
I love it.
That's a great day.
And I know you, Kenny. I remember you standing there, and then 5 friends down the end of the road. Do you remember? Yeah. As we came out, that was when Sanchez. I think that was his last game. Yeah, and his last goals or whatever. And Newcastle, they're my 2 favourite away games. Yeah, but the one thing I'll say, right, and I agree with everything you've said. Yeah, our away fans, lads, are mad. Yeah, they are mad. And I've probably been to less games away than you guys have. Yeah, but you still see the same faces every time. Yeah, and they've been doing that tour for years, mate. It's crazy, isn't it? And it's like, they don't.
A couple of them are not with us. A couple of them. Claude. Danny Bailey. You always saw those 2 faces, and they're not alive. You know what I mean?
It's mad. Yeah, big up to Danny and his family, man.
I was chatting to an old mate of mine. I do apologise. He's the same age as me. In fact, I think he's 61.
Hey, this is a great comment, by the way. They've got the worst toilets in the league, mate. I'm telling you.
Guess if you can fit in them. I can't even fit in them.
Sorry, mate.
That's all right. Just saying about the Arsenal away cruise. There's a guy I used to knew from school, and he was he started going to football roughly about the same time as me. I was chatting to him probably 6 weeks ago, and he was telling me, unbelievably, since he started when we used to go away games together and other people, he, in his estimation, in all the years he's been going to Arsenal, he's missed 70 away games. 70.
That's mad.
That is since about 69, 70. 70 games he's missed.
So what's that, 41 years?
Yeah.
So he's missed on average less than 2 games a season.
Yeah, away.
Wow. That's like Maria, though. Yeah, so Maria, you boys know Maria.
Yeah. Bloody hell. We can hear her.
When I see her, First time I ever met her, like I've seen her, but I've never spoken to her yet. Again, kind of starstruck because I knew who she was, isn't it? Right. But I see her at Ostersund Airport. Right. She's tiny. She must be about 4'6" or something. She is so small, man. Like, but she's such a nice woman, really nice woman. I said to her that was back when, so that was what, Wenger's season. Yeah. And I said to her, I said, let me ask you a question. I said, how many games have you been to? Like all in, like over every, like first team, youth team, women's team. She said, I stopped counting when I got to 3,500. I was just like, wow. Yeah, like, wow. It's mad. But like I could say a few stories about her, but it put the club in a bit of trouble, so I won't. Yeah. Yeah. Kenny, you know the story, innit?
you know one thing, right? Is that my first introduction to Maria is when all you can hear, right? Come on, you Gunners!
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. And the funny thing is, is she was doing that every single fucking 5 minutes, bro, for 90 minutes. Yeah. To the point where you could hear the woman on TV. Like literally, you could hear her on TV every week. Yeah, and it's actually mad. Like fans like that, mate, like you can't buy that loyalty, man. Yeah, and you genuinely can't buy that. And I think the club, like, fair play to the football club because they do look after her. Yeah, they do get her involved in certain things. Yeah, but it's like I just look at it and I just think like they're a dying breed, man. Like dying breed. Where's the next breed? Where's the next gen? Because I don't really see a next gen. I don't see the club getting hold of like a couple of fans that have been going for years and years. Yeah, they'll do it for marketing purposes on an Adidas drop. Yeah, but other than that, yeah, they ain't going to get anyone else involved. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and it's like fans are the lifeblood of any football club, man. Yeah, and this club, for some reason, not just this club, but all Premier League clubs these days tend to take them all for granted. Yeah, especially like the ones that go to games in the UK, like the ones that can't go to games because they live abroad, like me now. Hence the sun in the background. It's probably freezing cold in England. Sorry, lads. Yeah, no, but no.
Accepted.
Is it raining?
No, it's cold.
It's nice here.
Is it cold? It's still 25 degrees, mate. Yeah, we don't have winter here, mate.
I'm just going to say, Lee, there's a couple of guys in the chat asking for you to do a KYTV and a couple of other lads asking for you to do an Arsenal history show.
Do you know what? Do you know what's mad? Yeah, is I actually did an on this day, and it was on this day Arsenal, and it was stuff that happened on this day, 1952, 1963. Nobody watched it, mate. Yeah, nobody watched it, and it was like sitting there going through that every single day and dropping it every single day of the week. The figures were dead. It was like nobody watched it. It was like
they're asking for a one-off. You know, there's loads of people coming up now saying it. Just do a one-off show about Arsenal history.
Well, listen, we could do that. We could do that as a pod. Yeah, we could get loads of people on. Like, there's loads of Arsenal fans out there that are knowledgeable of their football club. Like some of you in the chat. Like every day, I get educated on this football club. Yeah, and that's why I like doing these podcasts because, like, yeah, look, there we go. A weekly show is a must. Jez's stories. I mate, Jez has got a lot of stories, mate.
I bore you to death.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, the sad thing is there's not many channels for any football club out there that do the whole historical thing.
YouTube's a young vehicle, don't
the internet's more of a young guy's thing, isn't it?
You talk about fans, invariably, and I say, it's just facts, right? The same fans tend to, if you go on Sky Sports, BBC, the Overlap show, it's just facts. It seems like they're very handpicked. Like some of these fans have got agents, and so basically, what will happen is that if you want to, get an interview with Sky Sports, the same people from our club are said to be interviewed by the mainstream media on any Arsenal matter. So what will happen is that people who don't know anything about the club think that that person or persons are representatives of the football club, and it's not true. But because what's happening, they're not spreading around, like the kind of getting other people's views. And Arsenal, when they do their own fan thing, it's the same thing. They've handpicked a few people who they don't think is controversial. So what's happening, right, is that it's very contrived and it's not done in a way that we thought it should have been done. Because in the 80s and 90s, or when I first went on Sports Tonight, it was like an email. Are you up for it? Boom, you get them, and I say, all right, let's give you a chance. You're good, and that's it. And that's what they did with me when I was on Sports Tonight. But now it's, producers are very young people who watch YouTube, so they think, right, he gets the most views, or
that's what it is, or his face fits. Yeah.
Well, no, sorry, the face fits.
Sorry, guys. What was? I can't remember. What was on a Sunday afternoon on ITV? What was the football match show called? Was it?
The big match of Brian Moore.
Yeah, that's
Brian Moore, Ledge.
Proper show that was.
Ledge back then, mate. Ledge back then.
Hey, he had 4 theme tunes. I know Jez knows at least one of them.
Yeah, what?
Jez, you want to hum the big match theme tune for us, please?
Oh,
come on! You know it. You know it.
I do.
Everyone knows that theme tune, mate. Anyone over the age of 30 odd, will know that theme tune. But you know what's funny?
Great show.
Do you know what's funny? Is like my dad's in his 60s now, and like all the things we used to watch back then, football wise, like Saint and Greavesy, like both of them, RIP to them, mate. That was one of the greatest ever football shows.
Roger Hunt, legend.
Roger Hunt as well. Rest in peace to him as well.
Yeah, come on, we've lost some good people, man. It's like good football people. Alan Ball as well. Yeah. Like Alan Ball. Somebody put it in the chat. Alan Ball, for fuck's sake. Yeah. But like some of these people, like, mate, and I follow John Sitton on Twitter. I know you do as well, Kenny.
Yeah, I love the mate.
Like, he's a good guy, man. That guy, the way he got stitched, is mad. Yeah, it's mad.
I'll tell you one thing, right? He's a loss. I'll tell you, Talk Sport should have him on. Sky Sports. Because at the end of the day, everything he says about the game is spot on. Why are they not employing this man? Why?
Because his face didn't fit, and he had the outrage about you can bring your fucking dinner. Like, do you know what I mean? As soon as that happened, that was him cancelled, mate.
Yeah, but you know what? If he did it now, he'll be on TV because people
he'd be a hero.
Him.
Yeah, he'd be a hero. That's golden. You can't buy that now, mate. Yeah, but back then that was seen as no, you've gone too far. Yeah, which is kind of mad because if you look at the TV back then, some of the stuff you could get away with saying on TV back then, you'd never ever be able to air this day. Yeah, but if he did that now, oh my god, he'd be a hero, mate. And it's sad because that guy knows so much about football. I watch his podcasts and that, and he interacts quite a lot with people online as well. He always replies and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Really good guy. He's a cab driver now, isn't he?
Yeah, cab driver. He lives in Chingford.
Yeah.
But he used to be an Arsenal junior because his dad used to take him to Arsenal. And his first club was Chelsea, and he went Millwall, Gillingham. And obviously we know him more from Leyton Orient. But, he doesn't support Arsenal, but he was brought up as an Arsenal supporter.
Yeah. Yeah, he's openly admitted that as well. And then he was centre back for Chelsea. Yeah, and that all went south at some point.
Jeff first.
Yeah. Jez, do you remember the theme song for the First Division?
No.
Do you, Kenny?
Oh, right. It was in 1988 to 92 before the Premiership came, and it was presented by Elton Welsby. But
Kenny's gone, and he's right. Look, Brian Moore, then Elton Welsby. See, Kenny knows his football. Yeah, Kenny knows his football. The chat load of football. Jim Rosenthal as well.
Yeah, Jim Rosenthal.
Yeah. Jim Rosenthal. He started doing F1 in the end, didn't he? Jim Rosenthal.
Yeah.
Yeah, his son, Jim Rosenthal. Remember, the big match. I think they had the first theme tune I remember is the one that I hummed, and there was another one in the 1980 to 86 where Jim Rosenthal was alongside Byron Moore. Because I remember the big match. It was on a Saturday because they took over the Saturday slot from BBC, but the Football League said no, you can only have an alternate slot because I think most fans like match today on a Saturday. So, but I remember Brian Moore being on there. I remember On the Ball as well with Brian Moore. Then Saint and Greavesy took over On the Ball when it was World of Sport. Because remember, Jez, you remember World of Sport, Dickie Davis?
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story about the big match. We were at Highbury, and it was Arsenal West Brom, and they were interviewing. There was his name. Oh God, it will come to me. Oh, Rocky Roadcastle. And he's outside the ground, and I'm walking past innocently, and they got the guy with the camera, and the big boom mic, like this. Well, I'm just walking past, and the bloke with the boom mic just dropped it straight on my head. And I was like, it was not hurt. It was bloody heavy. It was like it fell off the end of the boom. It hit me right in the bloody head. I was like, thanks for that, mate.
That's mad. That's actually insane. It's crazy as well, because like going back all these years, a lot of people in the chat weren't even born, mate. It's crazy, and it's like this is why I like doing this show. Let me get this comment up here because I know all three of us know this. Where is it? I want to get it up. If I can find it. There we go. A real Arsenal fan will know who Patrick Vieira made his debut against as a substitute. On 3, we'll do a 3-2-1 and we'll all say
Sheffield
it.
Wednesday. Sorry.
Ah, you beat me to it. Came on as a sub against Sheffield Wednesday. And do you know what the mad thing is, Not many people will know that his debut was before Wenger was announced as Arsenal manager.
Yeah.
Who got a hat-trick that day?
Didn't and Wenger... Yeah, and Wenger wasn't even Arsenal manager when.
Jez, did Ian Wright get a hat-trick that day?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Who, Righty?
Righty. Yeah.
Righty did. Yeah, we slapped him. Mate.
He did the sneaky one where everybody said he was offside. He was on the right out on the right wing. I don't think it was Vieira who passed it in, but he was almost had his leg over the halfway line, and he just went bang straight down, scored.
Was there a bit of controversy with David Pleat because he stamped on Dejan Stevanović's foot, and Ian Wright called David Pleat a word beginning P because David Pleat lost his job at Spurs.
Yeah.
For let's just say he lost his job at Spurs for not being a good religious man.
Yeah,
you're from that area, the Bedfordshire and Milton Keynes area. I think you know exactly what I'm talking about, Lee.
He was doing a tour of the naughty area of the LU postcodes.
Yes, and Ian Wright alluded to that, and he got a good ticking off from the FA.
Yeah, big time. He never really recovered.
About right, isn't it?
It's mad. There we go. Man said I was there when Jimmy all came on to do the linesman. Yeah, this community is mad. This community is sick. Man said I'm learning so much.
I've actually got it on video if you want it. I've actually got it on video on one of my YouTube because I was watching the big match revisited, and one of the matches I had was Arsenal versus Man United 96-97 season. We won 3-1, and I think that's how. It's like good little memories of what I used to watch when I was a kid because, it was a case of, match of the day before Starsky and Hutch on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the big match
we're all
at
showing our age
2:30.
here, mate. My old man used to make me watch that all the time, Starsky and Hutch and Columbo. I used to love Columbo. Hey, do you know my way? Hey, just one more thing. Famous character. This is a good comment, yeah? So Justice says, so Vieira wasn't a Wenger signing. Technically, if you look at it that way, you could say no, because he was announced and played before Wenger was there. Yeah. But Wenger had a big hand in the deal. Yeah. So everyone knew Wenger was going to Arsenal, and obviously Vieira was obviously there. So he had a big hand in it. Him and David Dean convinced Vieira to sign.
Poor old Bruce Rioch.
Say again, mate.
Poor old Bruce Rioch.
Yeah, he kind of got stitched, didn't he?
Well, it was always coming because if we, I think they wanted to get Arsene Wenger in the year earlier, but they couldn't. So they got Bruce Rioch, and he got good raves for what he was doing at Bolton. And to face it, he did actually a fair job for us, but he just wasn't an Arsenal manager. And he
I
fell
should
out of
know
being right.
this. I should know this. I should know this answer, yeah, because I was actually at that game. That was my first ever Arsenal game live. Yeah, October 1990, and I have no idea.
I wasn't at a game, so this is yours, Lee.
I have no idea who scored the 5th goal for Spurs in the Rick's Testament. I genuinely don't know, but it was 5-2, and that was October 1990. It was my first ever game live. Yeah, and I was a kid, mate. I was what, 1990, so I was 8, 7.5. Yeah, it was my first ever game at Highbury. I genuinely don't know, mate. Come on, tell me who scored the 5th.
I can't remember.
I have no idea, mate. Yeah, and I remember when I walked into that ground, it was like all my Christmases had come at once. Yeah, and I was in the East Stand.
And you watched Spurs thrash us.
Yeah, and they battered us 5-2. Yeah, 5-2. It's mad, isn't it? Tell me the answer, man. I have no idea who it was. Genuinely no idea. Yeah, no idea. No idea. Come on, give me the answer, Mitch. Give me the answer. Come on. We're going to wrap this up in a minute, people. Big up to everyone watching, man. Still over 450 watching right now. So thank you very much on a Friday evening. Don't forget the game is live on Monday. It's Monday Night Football. It's going to be a late one for me because it kicks off at 9 PM.
Whoa, Vieira. Whoa, he comes from Senegal. He played for Arsenal. Vieira.
You're going to be there, Kenny.
Yeah. You know what? I must say that of all the players I fell in love instantly with, it was actually him. It was just the way he just looked so comfortable in an Arsenal shirt. And then what cemented my love is his battle with in the North London derby with Sheringham and Armstrong. You know what I mean? When Armstrong, I still want to slap Chris Armstrong for putting his hand on my Patrick's face. How dare you put both your hands in Patrick's face like that?
Do you think he regrets doing that?
I don't know. He ain't met me yet.
He might do then.
No, funny story about Chris Armstrong is that I know this is name dropping, but I actually know his mum. I've met his mum a few times because Chris Armstrong's Nigerian. His mum's he's Nigerian. His dad's from Newcastle. So yeah,
I think it's Terry Groves.
What scored the 5th for Spurs?
No, sorry. What was the question?
Who scored the 5th goal for Spurs in?
I don't know. No, I don't know. No, don't know.
Yeah, who scored the 5th goal for Spurs in the 5-2?
No, don't know. Gross score, but I don't know.
I have no idea. Like I said, I was at the game and I have no idea, mate. Genuinely no idea.
Hey, do you remember? I remember going to a game in a testimonial for Chris Hughton in 1987 when Spurs beat us 3-1 and Chris Waddle ripped us one. Chris Waddle was a sick footballer. Yeah, him and Hoddle, bad boys back then, man. Like proper footballers, man. I'm gonna have to Google this answer because my man's not. Someone's put down Paul Stewart.
Yeah, Paul Stewart. He's a nice guy, man. I've spoken to him on DMs before. Yeah, because he did that documentary, didn't he?
It's sad.
Yeah, proper sad. I DM'd him. Yeah, after that documentary got aired, I think it was on Channel 4. Yeah, and it was a little series, wasn't it? Yeah, and I DM'd him and I said, mate, yeah, rivalry aside and that, yeah, bruv, you're fucking mad. Like, honestly, how you're still alive is mad. Yeah, because he wanted to fucking end his life and all of that. It's tragic, the story, man. If you ain't watched it, yeah, go and find it. Google it. Just Paul Stewart's story and you'll find it. I think it was on Channel 4. Yeah, and it was what was the program called? It was something to do with it wasn't corruption in football. It was fucking something else in football. Can't remember. Yeah, but it was such a sad story, man. Really, really sad. Yeah, he seems such a nice guy as well, man. But again, like I don't really follow Tottenham. Yeah, but from what I see, yeah, is that they don't really do anything for these players, man. Yeah, I
think what it is that, you know, Pat Jennings has still got I know, like, I hear from Spurs fans that Gary Mabbott is very involved with the club. Pat Jennings is involved with the club. And I know Ray Clements, before he died, was very much involved with the football club as well as he was in Liverpool. But they do have that kind of legends thing. But to a certain extent, but I know like Leg the King, you know, him and Gary Mabbott, all I suppose they're always going to get some sort of a
I've
gig.
knocked
And
on Gary Mabbott's
our
door
DLS is around there a lot.
I've knocked on his door for windows, spoke to him face to face for double glazing. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Proper nice guy as well. Proper nice guy, man. I speak to him for ages.
That's another one of your crimes. One of your sworn enemies, apparently, one of your crimes, apart from breathing, is your previous profession. Can't even get me words out. You know, I'm so disgusted with you because you're a window seller or something.
Right, it is what it is, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, we've all got jobs. We've all had jobs, mate. Yeah. I'm still trying to find out who it was that scored the 5th goal. I can't find it. I genuinely can't find it. So, yeah, maybe it was Paul Stewart. Maybe Paul Walsh. I don't know. Here we go. Let's have a look at this. I want to find out who it was. 13th of October, 1990. 15,000 fans there. Doesn't tell me the scorers. It don't tell me. I can't find it. Come on, there's got to be a Spurs fan in the chat that knows, or an Arsenal fan that was there or something.
Come on, I know factually that it's a Crystal Palace fan who watches your streams and is watching.
Yeah, come on.
Now.
Yeah.
I know that Spurs fans watch this as well.
I still can't find it. I can see a picture of Mickey Thomas. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find the scorers of that game. I genuinely can't remember. Yeah, but I remember being there, and I remember it being my first game. I just can't remember anything about the game, if I'm honest.
Can you imagine your first game is when we got punked by Tottenham?
5-2, yeah. Oh, he said, here we go. My man's come back. Stewart scored. Yeah, Paul Stewart scored the 5th.
Oh, right, Paul Stewart.
That's mad.
Was that the season when we won the league and they won the FA Cup?
Yeah, that was October 1990.
Yeah, 1991.
So
you know
1991,
what? You know, Jez, I'm still smarting from that Cup semi-final defeat.
Yeah.
In 91. I was so confident that we were going to go there and win comfortably. It still hurts now that they absolutely played, and they actually played really well and played some really good football to beat us that day.
Fucking Gascoigne.
Oh no, bloody, and you know, Lineker as well.
Mad. Mate, it's funny, right? Because if you look at some of these Tottenham teams down the years, yeah, they've had some quality footballers, man. Yeah, but they've just never been able to put a team or a manager or a set of tactics together to do it over a course of a season or a cup run. Like, I know they won the odd cup here and there, yeah, but it was just like...
It was that cup final, wasn't it, that Gascoigne did his crucial...
That's right, not the Forest, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, that's what, mad. Absolutely.
There's a question the guy just brought up a minute ago about what year was it that David Platt went in goal at Arsenal?
In 1991, isn't it? Was we won 5-0 that day?
Yeah.
Who was that against? Sheffield Wednesday. I want to say Sheffield Wednesday.
Let's have a look. Who scored the third goal for the third goal and the first goal? 3-1 against Everton at Goodison Park. Oh my God!
Some of these questions are mad. Unique's coming with that mad question.
Was it? I know Kevin Richardson scored the third goal, and I think the first goal was scored by. Don't do this to me. I know Kevin Richardson scored the third goal, and the first goal was scored by. I'm going to say Merson, but I know Kevin Richardson got one of the goals.
I have no idea.
Yeah, 3-1 because Kevin Richardson played for Everton. It's Kevin Richardson got the third goal for us at Goodison Park.
That's mad. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Third goal.
Yeah.
Merson.
Was it Merson? Did Kevin Richardson get one of the goals?
He got the first. Smith got the second.
There you go.
That's right.
Kenny knows his stuff, you know. Hey, mate, not many people know who Kevin Richardson is.
He's actually Newcastle's coach, one of the coaches at Newcastle now. But yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and you know what's funny?
He used to live in around the sort of Hitchin area because he played for Watford and joined us from Watford.
Stotfold. I think he lived in Stotfold, little village.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what's funny as well, right? You know when we won the league at Anfield, yeah, it was Kevin Richardson who got the ball back off of John Barnes and passed it back to Lukage that then ended up setting up the goal.
Who put was it Lee Dixon's ball?
Yeah, it was Richardson to Lukage to Dixon to Smith, and then the rest is history, mate.
Jez, were you there?
Where?
At Anfield, '89.
Yes, mate. Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Yes. Our Jez was there. Thank God. Now we don't have
Yeah.
to listen to this. Now we don't have to. Now we know that 2 people were there, because apparently one person and another were the only Arsenal fans out of 3,000 fans there. Now I know that Red Ken was there as well, and so was Jez. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on. It's mad. Do you know what? John Barnes, must still have fucking nightmares over that game. Yeah, because he had the ball in the right wing position and he should have just fucking took it to the corner and just played timeout. Yeah, instead the ball gets tackled from Richardson back to Lukic and bang, we win the game 2-0. Yeah, if he had just kept the ball instead of trying to be flash with it, I bet he still has nightmares about that. But you know what's mad, right? I obviously wasn't there. I was watching it on TV. Yeah, one of the only televised games that season. Yeah, and it's like everybody I know that has been there, or when I've watched the documentary or heard stories and stuff like that, Liverpool fans were immense, apparently, like standing ovation out the grounds. Yeah, all the way out of Liverpool, they were clapping, they were fucking hanging banners over the bridges and clap. Yeah, fair play, man, fair play. Yeah, because
I always remember the sad sight of Dalglish when he was like,
yeah, it was like the Kevin Keegan one that time at the 4-3. It was like,
yeah,
it's mad.
I mean, fair play to Liverpool. They had a terrible, terrible year, didn't they, with that Hillsborough thing?
Yeah, I think that was one of the things, one of the worst things I've ever seen on TV. I didn't go to the Arsenal game. We played Newcastle. My brother went instead. But one of the worst things to ever witness, and to hear like the death toll just rising. I mean, you couldn't. I'd still remember, like Ron Jones's voice when he was saying, and that we now got unconfirmed reports of deaths. I went, what? At a football match?
Do you remember the Bradford City one?
Yeah, a few years back.
Oh man, that was.
And we were just kind of getting over that, and Heysel. But Heysel, for what happened to Hillsborough's got nothing to do with anything like Heysel. It was just neglect from the police, and the fact that no one's been prosecuted for manslaughter.
All these years later as well, and it still ain't finally been resolved, really, is it? Let's be real.
Well, you know what? In any other country, right, the guy who ran the operation goes in jail for manslaughter, I mean, for neglect. Yet nothing happens. How?
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. But before we get the channel cancelled, Kenny, we're gonna wrap this stream up. Yeah. Mate, I've got enough people trying to cancel me every day of the week, Kenny. So
I know.
But listen, it is what it is, mate. I don't need some plastic award. Yeah, and all the adulation. I've got you guys. I've got the chat room. Yeah, we've got a good community here, man. There's still 400 people watching live. Thank you very much. Listen, Jez, appreciate it, man. And Monday, give me a score prediction real quick for Monday.
Monday, I'm going to be very positive. I'm going to go 2-0.
So yeah, I'm going 2-0. I just think we'll come out of the traps pretty quickly. I think Crystal Palace defensively they make mistakes still, and I think the players, we're on a kind of a semi-run. We've rode their luck against Brighton, but you know what? We're at home. Entertain us, players.
I'm not going to give my prediction yet because I'm going to do that on my preview. But as it stands right now, at 7:34 Spanish time on a Friday, the 15th of October, I don't think we're going to win. Ooh. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to lose. So right now, I'd say draw. But by the time I do my preview on Sunday, that might change once we get full team news, etc., etc. So yeah. But all of our boys pretty much that went on international duty all bagged goals. Thomas Partey scored twice. Yeah. I don't quite know how that happened because he normally balloons them out the stadium when he shoots for us. There we go. And yeah, we'll see. But listen, big up to everyone who's watched, man. You lot are real ones, man. Every single one of you. Thank you very much. Obviously, Diego's going 3-1 to Palace. He's a Palace fan.
Yeah, He's allowed to.
A lot of 1-0s, man. Either way as well. A lot of 1-0s. So there's a 3-0 Palace. The one thing I'll say is Eze's back in training. Yeah, and he's a quality player. Yeah, whether he's going to be fit enough to make this game, I'm not so sure. But listen, Wilfred
they got
Zaha
another
up
player.
against Tomiyasu as well. That's going to be
From,
interesting.
they got another player they bought from Reading as well. Another player called Olivier, who's got good ball
He's
control
been
as
very
well.
good,
So
yeah.
Pat Vieira's bought some really good footballers, and he's actually turned them into a better attacking outfit. But you've got to big up Croydon Roy, for what he's done for football, and what he did for Crystal Palace. Keeping him in the division, comfortably in the division. Croydon Roy, he's like a footballing legend.
Mate, he's been around forever. It's mad. And yeah, man, multiple countries, multiple titles in different countries. Yeah, and his knowledge of the game is insane, mate. So yeah, big up to him. I'm kind of worried about this game because they have got some athletes throughout the team, and they have got a striker in Odsonne Edouard, somebody we were linked to, that with his movement, I think could cause us problems. So and then Zaha against Tomiyasu, after Tomiyasu got ripped a new one, by Cucurella. Yeah, that was a madness. Yeah, after coming off of the back of player of the month as well. But also, this manager got manager of the month, and we know that's a curse normally. Yeah, normally the next game they lose. So I don't know. We'll see. Listen, Monday Night Football is better than Saturday 12:30, I suppose. So we shall see. Either way, it should be interesting. London derby at the Emirates. Kenny's going to be there. We'll have a full schedule that day as well. Watch Along's going to be kind of sad without Chig as well. The first one without Chig, which is going to be kind of mad. First podcast today without him as well. It's a bit mad, but yeah, full program that day. Fan cams, build up, watch along, fans, phone in, etc., and player ratings. So all have a wonderful evening. I will be back again tomorrow. Kenny, what have you got coming up? You got any boxing or anything coming up?
Well, it's going to be football, bit of boxing. They've got a boxer series at Newcastle. Savannah Marshall is fighting headline. He's fighting Hugh Fury's headlining the show, and Chris Eubank Jr. finally is going to make his debut on the Sky Boxer Partnership Wasserman. Boxing finds, get there. And congratulations to Tyson Fury retaining his title. Deontay Wilder, legend. I was proved right. The best two heavyweights fought last week. Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the number 1 and 2. No dispute. Boxing is always the winner.
There you go. Oh, that was a cracking fight as well. I can't lie. I stayed up to watch it, and it kicked off here at, I think, 6:10. Yeah, I crawled into bed after 23 hours at 9 a.m. Yeah, I was wrecked. The next day was a write-off, but mate,
Jez, there's no way you could say that was a rubbish fight, like you said about Joshua versus Usyk. No way you could say it.
You're talking about the one
last week.
Yeah. I didn't watch it live. I won't lie. I did watch it though. But yeah, that's proper boxing. That is.
Yeah, finally.
That's not like blokes having a dance fest like that. You know what I mean? That was great actually.
That's brutality. That's brutality, wasn't it?
The thing is, you're turning me into a bit of a boxing man.
That was always the plan from when I met you. From when I met you in March, it was always a plan.
I'm going to have to start going to a gym, I think.
You don't need to go to the gym. Listen, I'll tell you one thing now. I promise you, right? You take the missus to whenever there's a next bout in the O2 or anything around like South London or York Hall. I promise you take your wife. It'll be the best time she's ever had at boxing. Promise you. Promise.
No, boxing's good, man. It is good. I've been to a few live. I've seen AJ fight live. That was when Chisora and White fought each other. Yeah, that knockout was brutal as well. That was fucked, man. Yeah, but I've been to a few, and it's good, man. It's a good event. It's like just got to be careful if you go to a big event. Yeah, that you just got to be careful of all the pissheads, mate, because everyone thinks they're a fucking boxer when they get there. Yeah, they all get the drink down and they're all dressed up in suits thinking they're a chap, yeah? And then they will start fighting. It was mad. When I see that night that Chisora fought, and that was when I think AJ fought Brazil, yeah? There was about 40 people in front of me, all having a fucking mad brawl. Yeah, just all pissed up. Like, it was just like, happens quite a lot. I don't really go boxing a lot. I know, Kenny, you love it. Sneaked himself backstage and all that.
Hey,
infiltrated the White Hart Lane Stadium.
All it is, right? It's like, it's a blue polo top with a blue overcoat. Just walk in, Just say hello, boom, boom, boom. Have a little man bag around you that looks like you've got a security pass. You're through. Easy.
There you go.
I'm going to a what do they call it? A white collar charity thing.
Yeah.
In December.
You love it.
It's a young lad in the pub. He's doing it for charity, and he's actually, he's been having proper training with a guy who he used to be a bit of an amateur boxer, and he can knock it about. So we're going to that just to give him some support. But I know it's not proper boxing, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, come on. Of course it will, man. Big up to everyone who's donated to Chig's Fund as well. Yeah, it's mad. Actually insane. I'm going to put the link in the description of this video and in the chat. It's
That's
over
our
6
fans, ain't it?
Say again, mate.
When people slag of Arsenal fans, that is the Arsenal community. That's the Arsenal community.
100%.
When they get together, when they get amongst themselves without any people, promoting it, they just think, right, one of our own, boom. That's my community.
100%, man. Over 275 people have donated. Nearly 100 people have shared it, and it's currently sat on 6221. I've got to put 234 in there from the stream the other night. So that's what, 65? Yeah, 6550 nearly. Yeah, that's mad. That is actually insane, mate. Yeah, considering it's just been the community night, no massive channels and accounts and that have promoted it. So yeah, man.
3 examples of our fans that come together: Claude, Danny, and Chig. Like I said, that when you hear people say, "Oh, Arsenal fans fight amongst themselves," when you see that kind of like recognition from our fans, that's the Arsenal community.
100%, man, 100%, and rest in peace to all 3 of them. And listen, we're going to wrap this up. It's 7:45. I've done like nearly 3.5 hours straight streaming. My eyes are like that. So I'm going to go and chill out. The sun's setting. It looks beautiful tonight. I'll be back again tomorrow, and we're out of here. Ben White out. Arteta out.